Fuck. I can't even build up the courage to start a fucking intro. Right, today I'll be reviewing Toby's game, Watchpoint Gibraltar. He's playing. Fuck! Restart. Fuck. This is so difficult. Right, today I'll be reviewing Toby's game of Watchpoint Gibraltar. Sort of like a little coach, trying to help him. But it's also for anybody else that wants to know how to play. I'll be pointing out what he did right, what he did wrong, how he could have done it better, why he did what he did. He's trying to just see why and what, and see what could have been done better. I'll post this link in the description. You should check out his stream. Very good player. Very interesting. Doesn't get as much love as he should. Alright, we'll start now.
I'm actually gonna fucking get pissed off.
Okay, well.
He's not a ginger.
Well. Yeah, we'll just ignore all that shit. Get out of the way. Okay, so. I'll cut that cough up.
Oh, you have 11 IQ, my bad.
Alright. We're just gonna wait to see what his team comp is. Just the average stuff, you know? There's not really much to the game at the moment, like to reviewing this right now, but...
My bad, I didn't know you were not modded, Michael.
Just talking to his chat. It's nothing much to it.
Alright,
at the start, I can already see that we're not gonna have the most ideal team comp, because we got like 1, 2, 3 DPS. And on this map, especially on first point, you're gonna want to have, you know, your verticals. You want your Genjis. Your Genjis are pretty good. You sort of Trace is alright, but she's not really that as good. Widow's really good on this map. Soldier's an alright pick because he can traverse the map just by sprinting a lot, so it's okay. I'd say May's May's quite unsuitable for this map, especially on first point. She can't really contest the high grounds, especially if there's a Widow. And Hanzo's okay. Wall climb. He's got his verticality. He's great. The supports is it's just normal. It's just a normal support, you know. There's not really much to it. It's just average. I don't really know what to say. Like, okay, I probably maybe prefer Mercy, but Anna works fine because she can sit further back, and if she gets peeled, it should be fine. Zen's quite difficult to play. I'd prefer Lucio just because of how easily he can get around the first point. He can also speed your... Usually you play dive on this map, so he can speed your enemies out, but he's also valuable because he can provide the Discord and the Transcendence. So there's that. We'll wait to see what his last pick is.
But don't ban Revel. So I did exclamation mark. My bad. I know I tapped in caps, but that's fine. I think it should be bottom now, Michael. Unless it's like capital thingy sensitive. Okay, I can make them a bit smaller.
Hello, can I have a second tank, please?
So obviously the Anna's asking for second tank, which is understandable. But it is what it is. You gotta work around the fact that you only have one tank, and it's not even a main tank, it's an off-tank Diva. I saw it in the chat up here. So, Diva's quite good on this map. She can peel for her Anna, right? But she can also contest verticality. So if they have a Widow, they have Genji, they have Hanzo, she's quite good. She's also really good against the hit scans, like Widow, like Soldier, like McCree. So, because she can shut them down pretty hard, and she has really high burst potential. So, there's that. Depending on how the Diva plays is how the game's gonna go, really. Or if they end up getting a second tank.
It's for defense.
We'll talk about his positioning and his team's positioning, but this fucking retard is just not even going, so we'll just wait.
Now it's showing through. That should be like almost better.
I wish I could change that.
Thank you, Michael. You actually know how to do stuff.
Go.
Okay, now.
I'm gonna kill this dude. Watch.
Okay, so at the start, we'll go back. Right.
actually know how to do stuff.
He goes up here. Everyone knows you can do this. This isn't new, right? But some soldiers, if I can get a good view of it.
So keep.
Thank you, Michael. You actually
See
know how
in
to
a
do
second.
stuff.
I'm really bad at this. Quite new to this. Okay, so some soldiers would probably start on this bridge, but because of the like presence of Widow's quite strong, so she can see all down to that. She could come up the side, and she can come from the bottom. And she's got 3 different choices of angles that Toby would have to watch to make sure that he didn't do it. If he did it unconsciously, he was a bit late, so that's probably also why. But also, you can do is get your diva to sit where this May is, and your soldier stands out here. And you can defense matrix him while he gets in a few shots, and he can just sprint away. It's just per normal, it's just the start, get a few extra ult charge at the start of the game. Just normal stuff, really. Nothing too special. That's why I did it.
You get Doomfist.
I'm gonna kill this dude.
He's gonna
Watch.
fly around here.
Yeah, like he said, there's usually a Doomfist, but also we've also quickly identified there's the Widow. She's up on the top with the Winston bubble, so she's quite hard to contest. And see this low mobility May, but is quite difficult. But if she walls off the Winston, he's fucked. Like that's it, he's gone. And the diva can eat the defense matrix the Widow shots for a few seconds to allow these two to get back. The only one I see exposed is Toby. Toby could be dead, but I'm pretty sure he's just gonna back off, just to make sure he's okay.
Come here, dude. I'm ready for you.
Oh
Fuck
no,
off with it, I'm ready
he
for
just
Doom.
dodged the shot, which is nice. But then he took this cover again. He's in front of the diva. The diva's in front of him. He's gonna block most of the shots, so it's all okay.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
There's the Doom. He had the
I
sound
missed.
cue.
I still killed
Missed
him.
his rocket, but cleaned up the kill anyway, which is fine.
Come here, dude.
He
I'm ready
told
for
his
you.
team,
Fuck
which
off
was
with it,
really
I'm ready
good,
for
so
Doom.
they were ready to peel.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Because
I
if
missed.
not, the
I
Zen
still
would have
killed him.
been
I was right.
absolutely fucked. So that was
Bridge,
cool.
Widow on the bridge.
Pushing the Widow is fine, especially,
We're gonna drop
but the
down and
Winston
push
can
it.
jump. Make sure at the start you can. Sorry for the start. You can see
I missed.
they
I still
contest.
killed him.
He
I was right.
confronts the Widow, which is fine. Risky but fine. If the Widow was good, he would have killed him.
We're gonna
You can see has time to fire the rocket. Does end up
drop down when they push.
fucking it up, which is
I
it's all
missed.
good.
I still killed him. I was right.
But
The bridge.
it just is. It is what it is. It's just normal play.
We're gonna drop down when they push the kill.
And then sprint away. So that is he sprint away, right? Because if the Winston jumps on you, and he comes up the top, right? And this is the bridge. He comes up the top, and the soldier is moving that way. The jump is gonna like not boot soldier far away, so that means it's easier for Winston to chase him down. But if soldier starts to run that way, and the jump is also coming from that way, he's gonna get boot double the distance, and he's just gonna be able to run away. So that's just the normal. It's just smart play, positioning
I
away
think
from
Soldier's
the
gun is louder as
Winston's
well.
out of range.
Probably stay our gun. Drop down. You can wall them here a little bit.
Did you say I should stay?
Fuck with them.
I disagree with the fact that the guy said you should stay. I can't remember watching if Widow died or not.
I think Soldier's
Yeah,
gun
but
is
that's the Widow shot right there. So
louder as
Toby
well.
knew that there was a Widow,
Drop
and
down.
if he
Wall
stayed
them.
on that high ground and she
Did
went
you
up to
say I should
globe,
stay?
Fuck with them.
he'd actually have been
So I really
fucked
shouldn't
right
stay.
there. So it's all good.
Widow main.
The Widow's on main, so Toby can actually sit high ground, because it's harder for a Widow to shoot up onto a target. Say these are the 2 different ledges, right? Here's Toby, or blah blah blah, and here's the Widow. Oh, actually, she was a bit closer. She was like here. Shooting up this angle can be quite difficult. Or maybe she was a bit further back. I think she was probably about this distance. So she could hit a body shot or a headshot, but it would also be quite difficult. Because shooting from high ground to low ground's a lot more difficult than if they're both on the same angle, or if she's above. So it's also smart positioning. So Toby's alright to overextend right there. Still risky, obviously, but
Low ground.
He's running away.
Dude, it's the
I
same
wonder
clip
where.
though. He just copied and pasted.
They would have just got 2 massive picks. The team, Toby's team should be looking to back off right here. They don't want to force any fights, use any ults. Toby's also sat on about 36% ult charge after a minute. It's not the best, could be more, but it's also a very difficult scenario. He hasn't had much chance.
In chat, like how the pro.
So I expect Toby to
I
just
haven't
run
chat,
away,
not
get
this
higher ground,
shit
reset for next fight.
area. He says area
Yeah.
instead of area. Fuck.
He's using this area right here, just to see, so he knows the Winston's over here. I can't tell because the quality is so shit. What the fuck is over there? I think it's a Hanzo.
Is that Widow actually looking out for me? Yes,
no.
she fucking is.
Oh no, it's an Ana, and there's the Widow there. So, if he sits on this corner right here, he's not actually going to be able to be hit, as you can see. But, they do have Doomfist, one of Soldier's counters. They also have Dive, which is another counter to Soldier. So actually sitting on this high ground can be quite detrimental to Soldier. Because, if he tries to run away, he is gonna get hit by the Widow, which is over here. Because once he starts to run away, he's a predictable pattern. Because he has to keep running away or else the dive tanks are gonna kill him. Doomfist can come from over here, literally just woof, just literally like whoosh, hit Toby right in the head, you know? And just fuck him with a E, 2 shots, uppercut combo, done. That's it, Toby's gone. Nothing he can do about it. That's why Doomfist counters Soldier, because when he starts to run away, the E knocks him up, and then that's it. He just can't do anything. You know? Sorry for the snuffling. Got a bit of cold. And that's that. If the Winston jumps, if the Winston is smart, he's gonna jump like, I can't draw it. What the fuck am I trying? He's gonna jump like right here, you know, like behind the Soldier on this ledge. That's gonna, if Toby tries to sprint out, he's gonna die. If he tries to sprint that way, he's also gonna die. So you might think that this high ground is necessary, but seeing as his diva is over here, he's gonna be quite hard for him to peel for him. His healers are just coming back, so if they dive now on Soldier, there's not really much way. I'm pretty sure that's a Zen or a Hanzo. I can't tell, but if either one, they're not gonna be able to save him from a dive. So we'll see what happens. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna get Doven, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna die. Just because, even though the positioning seems right on paper, because it's high ground, it's good for Soldier, I'd say being back here, or even in this corner here, the one down on the doorway on this side, would be better. Because if he gets Doven, they can't get behind the Soldier to stop him from running away and booping him away. If Doomfist got round the corner, got to him, Toby would have time to go round the corner. But on this, he doesn't actually have time, and also the Widow's gonna get a free shot. So, I can guarantee he's dead. Well, not guarantee, but you know. So the Doomfist is setting up. Nothing he can do really. I knew that was coming. Like I said, there's just nothing you can do.
Yeah, she fucked.
Yes, Doomfist is overpowered, right? So that's it. He's fucked. The Ana, even if Toby does to get him low, if the Ana was good, she'll heal him. Diva can also fly with the Doomfist right there, and if the Winston and Diva did it as well, it'd be even more coordinated. It'd just be fucked, because right, they'd already won the fight. 2 deaths, reset, waiting time. So, and Ana did shoot a shot. She did miss, but if she did hit that, the Doomfist would have just been replenished of his health. But as Doomfist does, kills Toby. End of fight.
See how? In what world is that fair? I outplayed him out of this world. Look at all the shots I'm missing. I'm hitting.
So it might have been good for Toby, and he did well to counter him. But I don't think that takes away the fact that Toby's fault for being out of position. It may seem like not out of position, but his team's coming back after a reset. They have high ground, and like I would explain why this high ground would probably not been the best choice.
I hit so many
we'll leave
shots,
that point for now.
and I hit the rocket midair.
I think over here he overextended. I think he's overextending right here. So
And he still fucking
yeah,
kills me.
and the Winston is just free jump. He just overextended. He just probably autopiloted, you know. Nothing I can say. Just is what it is.
Because I'm playing a fucking broken heel.
Yeah, so... Yeah, after they cap that point, they're
Well,
going to be looking to stuff and looking to push
He
back
doesn't
any
deserve a
characters.
kill, but I'm not saying it's not skillful. It's just very overtuned. His uppercut shouldn't do like a third of the character's damage.
I agree with that. The character is not unskillful, but it doesn't mean it's not broken.
That's bullshit.
Still does so much damage.
That's a very good picture.
Yeah.
So they just got a pick on the Widow. So Toby actually has like pretty much 3 sightlines now. He hasn't got to hide around covers. I would prefer him to you know, go around over here, go on this high ground, and start pressuring from below, or even pressure their Widow. But she did get picked, so he's okay from this angle. But they're just gonna go into the fight, probably clean up,
Get monkey.
if not. So then
He
Nano
looks
Monkey
skillful,
and Nano Diva.
But he's also overtuned. His numbers are out of this world. And
They use this is quite bad ult economy, really. Nano, May ult. I really think the Nano was on Diva was really unnecessary, especially if they used it to heal. The trans was coming in, so I don't think it was necessary. May ult was a good zoning tool because it seemed like they were gonna win the fight. So to control the cart probably was the better call.
They don't need to be.
The Diva's
I don't
overextending.
think 'cause I
They
saw
got a
the
pick
Widow
onto the Zen.
on the left.
They used Hanzo ult now as well. So there's that. And I just can see right here, Widow is back. Right, Widow's back. She's sat up over in this corner, you know. She's going to be looking for shots down onto the low targets, trying to get a pick for the next fight, because their spawn's closer. So if she does, it's actually quite good for them. So I'd be looking for nobody to get picked here. If I was on on my own team, I'd be calling for coming back, or to get our Diva to dive them. But okay. That's bad. That's bad. Diva's overextending. I would not be surprised if she dies right there.
Well, yeah, it isn't as skillful as it should be, but it's skillful to play Dims and not feed.
Sitting up here versus dive and Widow, I wouldn't say it's a good idea. Because, like I was explaining, alright, let's get a blank. Let's try and get a blank page. Bang. Actually, you know what? We'll use Notepad. Bang. Okay. So, the Widow, he's up here. The Widow is, okay, so this is the truck, right? This is where he's standing right now. There's this side. Widow's on this side right here, right? And underneath the truck is the little doorway. This is the passage, right? It's very bad drawings, I know. But if he's to stand on these two, he can peek the Widow and run to cover. And if he gets dove and he just runs out and runs back to his enemy. Sat on this high ground is really detrimental, actually. Like I said again, it's high ground, it's good position, it seems like on paper, but I disagree with it. Because if he gets dove from both sides, like, there's not really much Toby can do from this angle. He's just gonna get slammed on and dead. And I can predict it when it's gonna happen, especially seeing as their tanks are coordinated enough to dive as soon as in the first push they actually did it. So, we'll see.
But the combo
There's the Diva on the left. They got a pick.
On PTR. But I think
They got a pick, but there's not really much else Toby can still do. So I still stand my point that he's probably going to get dove in. The Widow's looking to hit some shots. She gets a body shot. That's a clear indication for the dive tanks to go in, and there's no way Toby can get out of that. Just the sightlines were good for Widow. The dive was easy. Accomplished. Mission successful. He shouldn't have wasted bubble though. Completely unnecessary. Yeah, she knew. She had the body shot. She went in. Clean up. Done. Easy game. The Handsuckers got a pick though, so they're getting picks, But picks for picks really at the moment.
Don't go
They
for
might
me.
hold this
Thank
point. Lucio beated after the visor, which is normal, and D.Va dived him as well. She did manage to fuck up though.
Please, D.Va. D.Va, please.
Bad aim really. Should have just hit those shots. Lol.
I trust our D.Va for 2 seconds to deal like.
The Winston's diving him, and you can see Toby runs, starts to run away, uses Helix on him to get extra damage, to burst that armor. That's what you want to be doing on a Winston, especially Soldier. If you can hit a Helix rocket on him, that's about 125 damage, 120, I think it's 120, right? So you're gonna do 115 damage to Winston. That's gonna hurt his armor. He's gonna have no armor left.
10 damage to the fucking D.Va.
And he's just,
Of course not.
but
It's my
unfortunately,
teammate.
he does get away, but he has to be forced out of the fight, and they get the second
Can we
point.
get the break, please? Because we can't win without the broken hero.
Winston's
Why
on
is
him
Monkey
again.
So fast? It's really annoying.
Just should be resetting. Should be looking to get a nice high ground.
What the fuck?
I'd
Hurt
say-
him to make him ult.
I'd say the high ground up here would be very, very useful for Toby. One, because if the Widow sits over here, it's very hard for her to get a shot onto him. She'd have to be leaving her more exposed on that side and not being able to use this cover, which would line up shots for Hanzo, line up dives, line up anything pretty much. But although Widow is quite hard to contest on this point, so an ally Widow would probably be better than a Soldier, or even a Mei. I don't even understand why we have a Mei really. But yeah, like I said, this high ground right here, you can shoot down long way down, but it's also a bit more covered from the Widow shots, unless she decides to move out. Let's see where he stands though.
I hope that was a misclick. Oh, you did type oh my.
Also, this is gonna come flying out of fucking nowhere on this map. Once their team pushes the cart to about here, he's gonna. Why did my circle change? He's gonna be free to push up this, come around here if he wants, come here, onto this higher ground. He can also flank and get up there. There's a lot of areas Doomfist can come from on this map that could make it really hard for Zen, Soldier, Anna. Anna has to hit the sleep, or else it's fucked. They're actually gonna fucking die, because unfortunately for them, they don't have the peels for it. Apart from, actually an Anna nade could save them as well.
Got him chat, so maybe
A perfect Anna nade could save.
Like a monkey would be really good.
But that's why I can understand why Tobias sat on this low ground with his team, just in case Doomfist does come fucking flying out of nowhere. Oh, and I've just realized they swapped to the Genji, which in my opinion is a dumb decision, really stupid. But they don't really have much to counter him apart from the Mei. The Hanzo's pretty good, he can predict him pretty well. Discord can fuck this guy up. Soldier can hit shots and run away from him. Especially if Toby has E, it's going to be very hard for Genji to kill him. And D.Va can is just going to feed him really. So if they had a Winston, it can really shut that guy down. But aside from that, we'll just continue watching.
Oh, we only have one tank. Well, I insta TPS first, I think.
He's only just noticed he's only got one tank. Lol.
Fuck. Oh,
That's actually fucking huge from the Doomfist. Think he got both Hanzo in that as well. Yeah, his Hanzo seems pretty close.
TPS first, I think.
So
I'm the cool person here.
I wonder where that Doomfist came from though. Let's try and know. Because if Toby could have seen him, maybe he should have anticipated it.
Oh, we only have
I'm
one
not
tank.
sure.
Well, I insta TPS first, I think. So.
Doomfist can come out of nowhere, and
I'm
like
the
I
cool
said, he
person.
probably got behind when they pushed.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
the
did.
Doomfist!
Oh, that was really clutch from the Doomfist to knock them up like that. Really smart. Nobody had even if somebody had noticed him, I didn't hear a call out on anything to say that there was a Doomfist in behind the enemy. So there's not really much Toby can do though. Like, this is why I would call for a Kree swap, a Tracer swap, like anything that can just not get killed by this or punish this hard. Because for a good position, like in theory, here would be nice, but he can't kill anything right here. Here is also nice, but then that's overextending. Up there's is probably the best call now that they're pushed back a bit, but we still knew that the Doomfist would be behind, so there's that. Apart from that, we'll just continue.
I don't think the Lucy was with him, because I outran him at the end.
The pick for pick right there. Toby has the close spawn. Genji's in the back. Should have been discorded right there, in my opinion. Lost
Why
two.
does Anna
I'm
keep
hoping
nano
Toby goes
without
back
me?
into spawn
They
and
all
not
do.
tries
Like,
to
I'm
fight.
gonna nano attack that can't
Yeah.
deal any damage. Heal
Ooh,
me, kill me.
ooh, how did he get saved there? I'm for sure he should have died. It
Why
was
does Anna keep
overextending.
nanoing without me? They all do. Like, I'm gonna nano attack that can't deal any damage.
Oh,
Heal me,
I think the
kill me.
trans. I think he got saved by a trans. Wow. I think the trans wasn't worth it, and I think Toby and all that shouldn't
none
have
of
been there.
us are
They
such
just
an
got the swap
underrated
to the
concept.
Winston, which is nice. The Visor was, I would have preferred him to get the high ground, but I don't really think there's much choice. Maybe they could have enabled him to do that.
There's the fucking
I'm
bug.
not
I
sure.
love it.
The Genji. What? Hello? Hello? What? Okay, so I think the Genji just had a mind fart and just completely missed him right there, because
There's the fucking bug. I love it.
that's super stupid. What?
It's my
You missed the
favorite.
rock and the right and the melee, but it didn't go for you. He should
Well,
get punished
he's gonna
pretty
get
hard now. Yeah,
Should've
dead.
gone for me. Without, like,
The
hesitating
Lucio is
and
low.
poking out a
You should
monkey.
be. I want you to be calling that out. Surprising you didn't. Usually do call out.
Oh, the fucking epileptic seizure bug. I hate it.
You have a
Even one
Winston now.
left.
You have a Winston now. So if you do hit a right click on somebody, I would prefer that you called that out to your dive tanks, because that's a clear indication for even a solo Winston dive, because Winston can do about 65 damage on a jump. If he puts his melee in, and then if he comes from high, he can zap before and get a few ticks of zap in, melee and jump land combo, and then back to zapping. And that's quite a bit of fucking damage. I'd say that you could get in roughly about 80 damage before you land, maybe 70. So, there's that. Depending on the jump though. I like this positioning.
I'm not talking about it again.
Nice run. I hope you take high ground here. Yes, you do. Which is pretty good. Your Winston died and your Anna died. So, there's nothing you can do as a soldier to protect her, but I would prefer that you'd went something to peel for them, but like a McCree. But when there was the Widow, it wasn't a good choice, especially on this map.
If I could just aim.
Just hit your shots, lol. Yeah, you already lost this fight. There's nothing you can do.
Fucking
Nanoed
nanoed
monkey. It's just over.
They keep doing the epileptic seizure bug as well. It's really fucking annoying.
Just gonna get
Fuck
hold and spawn.
You.
I can't remember how many
Give me
visors
ult.
you've had, but I assume it's 3, and I don't think that's quite good. Also, you could have been nano visored. You did ask for it.
What was
It's
the
okay.
hidden
40%,
weapon?
48% accuracy is pretty fucking good as well. Not gonna lie. So, going on to the next point, I hope you swap to something like a Tracer, maybe a Genji. Tracer's not going to be able to deal with the dive as much, but the thing with Tracer is she can go behind and scout. Especially on this map, there's a lot of fucking routes to get. So, I hope you do that. Widow's also really good on this map at the start, because she can actually see from the spawn, like, well, what is there and what needs to be hit. So, there's that. So that's also another good thing.
Really? That's so
Anna
nice.
Zen, I assume your
Oh,
dive
I
tanks,
love
they
that
were playing
ability.
Winston Diva before, so I
Finally.
assume we're going to get a
I've been
dive
waiting
tank
for that for
again.
ages.
But, like I said, Zen can be alright, but if they click dive as well, he's going to get fucked, and Anna as well. And a Winston and Diva going back onto your Anna and Zen with no peel, I think they're dead. Because Winston and Diva can eat the shots of the Anna to heal the Zen, and literally the Zen's going to get fucked first, then they go on the Anna, the Winston's going to use sleep as a bubble to block sleep and nades, eat and sleep and nades as well, so there's not really much for those two to do
that's maybe
against
why
the
I
dive
picked,
tanks if
why I
they
actually
also
got
run
the green
dive.
kill there.
So we might see a swap. Ryan,
really shot
I
you.
would not agree with
What was
Ryan
PTR? No, it's
at
good.
all on this map. So they
That's really.
sorry. The Ryan's really not a good pick, especially on the first point 1, point 2, and point 3. Point 3 is more viable, but it's still completely fucking difficult. Because see on point 3, it's quite hard to dive, especially onto the top. So Ryan could be substantial just to stop from Widow absolutely fucking your team. Especially if you can't get the follow-up.
Nice.
I hope you use this to see who they have. You might not be able to see anything, but
Rocket would just go where he was and not where he's going. That's dumb. But thank goodness it's fixed. Yeah, I haven't complained about it in the past.
just waiting now.
The
Winston.
doctor is in.
Mercy is pretty good actually because she can follow your team and provide the damage boost onto the Winston or the Diva, which is just going to enable anyone to get fucked. The only problem is if they do have something like a Widow or a Soldier, it's quite far back, she can punish. But with the dive, it's too fast for them to react most of the time, and they should die. That's why Diva's Mercy's Zen was a really good thing when dive was prevalent. Mercy could damage boost and help fly and res the failed target if that happened. Zen can apply the Discord orbs. Give the Tracer Harmony orbs to win pretty much every 1v1. So that's why those two work so well together. But let's just see what happens right here. Let's see how the dive goes.
Could have gone like maybe something else to stop them from diving.
What I would like you to do, rather than be sitting up here at the start, is to actually start your flank route. And because, especially at high level games, this room, everybody sits in at the start. Because you can literally, your Winston and Diva can just fall off the high ground, especially because your Diva and your Monkey usually come up. They fall off together, they kill Anna Zen, they jump out. Or jump back up here to get heals. Especially as also if the Genji follows, Tracer can do it before a recall, Widow can get insights on the people. So yeah, there's all of those things why this is really useful. So what I prefer you to be doing is be going out of that back spawn, telling your team you're gonna scout, going over here, you know, around this area, coming up, you can get up here, you can see from the back what they have. This is going to stall your game a bit, but it's also very useful, because especially if the Ana is sitting on this here and shooting into here, it's really useful. But sometimes the Anas and the Widows could be sat all the way over in this corner, probably not right at the start, or be sitting on a little box right down here, or in the room over here. You just got to imagine that you could see through these walls. You know the map, so yeah. So there's all these things and spots where Ana and Widows could be sitting that I prefer Tracer to be going to go scout, going to go see what they have, and finding out who the dive tank would be, who the dive would be on, so that they're not wasting time shooting in little rooms where it's just gonna be who has the most healing, and they're gonna have the most healing at the start because they're all gonna be up here, and you had your Zen, and he's not gonna be able to harmony over you forever. So. And if they had a Lucio in there, that's so much more healing than your Mercy can output. So, I just disagree. Oh, you're going to flank now. Okay, I like the scout. Don't like the route, but at least you scouted a little bit.
Fuck,
I don't think you scouted. Okay. Just shooting on the high ground enemies is not really what you should be doing. But I'm guessing you're pushing cart. I would disagree with that. Zen should be doing it while you go and flank. There is what it is.
For Overwatch League?
Okay, they won the fight. They killed the Mercy. They're gonna go in. There's no res available. It's just a free cleanup. GG, you lost that fight. And again, I think it's because you didn't scout and you're too busy autopiloting.
It's really annoying to me because people keep saying like, "Oh, this team represents trans." Because like apparently the trans flag has blue and pink as well.
Okay, we're just gonna
people's-
ignore that whole political point
I'm
they're
just
going
saying,
on
like,
about right here.
This is representing trans. And that's really annoying because it really isn't.
I really do hate
I don't
how
think an
how you
Overwatch League team would do
well,
that.
not hate, but it's annoyed me how you
Fucking
haven't
yeah.
gone to scout yet. Like, I really
Fucking
feel,
Anna
especially on
Monkey,
this
it's
map.
so bad.
Okay, look,
I've heard of it.
you finally acknowledged that this Anna's back here. How long? I don't even know how long should have been back here. Free healing. If you, like I said, gone around the back, flanked, like I said, and scouted for your team, you're gonna know where this Anna is, and you can organize a dive. And maybe that might be what you're missing in your tracer, is scouting. I probably assume, I know you play a lot of Soldier,
Guys, we're playing
Sombra,
Monkey Diva, right?
so I know you're gonna have a lot of scouting potential onto the enemy. So I guess you do when you're playing Sombra, but maybe you should be looking to do it more on Tracer, because it's actually a very viable strategy. So, yeah.
Those two are dive tanks. Can we dive the enemy backline?
That's nice of you to call. At least you've acknowledged the Anna, and you're asking for the dive on the backline, which
That
is
would be really
perfectly
good,
fine.
because the Anna is not dying, the Lucio is not dying. We're just focusing on killing the Monkey and the Diva, and that's not doing us anything. Kill me, you fucking whore! Fuck you. See, Diva.
Because in an ideal world, right? I'm sorry, I'm just keep going back to the same point. I'm not really working on what you're actually doing right here, in what I have been, but in an ideal world, if they run some fucking weird comp, or even a Reaper, and your tanks just dive up on here without no knowledge, they're dead. Because they have to use their cooldowns to get up there, whereas they don't. They don't have to use any cooldowns. So,
Diva's just diving regardless. Like, she doesn't really care what she's doing.
It's
She's
a
like, oh,
shame.
the whole team is there, I'm gonna dive it.
It's a shame that you're not
I
going
don't
to
know
do anything.
abilities. Can we dive Anna instead of the team?
No, now the team fight is over because you didn't
Yeah.
when we dove.
No, I'm not. I can't really dive the high ground there, and there's just a Reaper there, so Monkey can't do anything. We need to go for the Anna. She's completely alone in the back, and twice now she's used both abilities to try to kill me and missed them both. So she had no
Okay.
abilities. and she
Good
was all
calls. I
alone.
like how you're telling your team now to
Just
finally
go underneath,
fucking
go to
dive in the
payload,
back.
and then dive up on the
Just
Anna.
good calls.
She's
You're
there
giving
on
a
top,
strategy
you
to
see
your
it?
team who can't.
1,
Look,
2, 3.
nice. She should be dead. Takes a bit of a while. Diva's only just fucking
Nice
got
Lucio.
there. At least she's died.
Fucking Lucio.
Unlucky stick. Would have got her out of mech if it wasn't for Lucio.
See guys, actually diving the right targets make a difference. Or makes a difference, my bad. Broken.
Had to
me.
use a few ults. I don't know if you used Winston. I don't think you did,
right,
but you
no,
did.
they took over all
yours.
the fucking colors.
It's fine.
Dude,
to win.
let's have LGBT take black as well. And white, of course.
They have Macri.
You should be trying to stuff. You should be telling your team to be stuffing here. Especially if people are coming from ult spawns, but now I think they're together.
I did
You could
tell
just
them I was
have
trying,
one
I
person
wondered
pushing
if I
cart to
could
do that.
because of it.
With the rest of these stuff. Any stragglers. Again, I think you should be looking to scout
I
here.
can't really say the call out.
Especially if your team backed off, but you didn't, so it's
The
okay.
call out won the fight, but like it certainly helped. Fucking Reaper, go away.
Unlucky, you got an anode. Discorded us, I think you
Yeah,
got...
I agree, Michael.
No.
If all the colors aren't LGBT, the whole world is anti-LGBT.
So,
Yeah, I just lost myself because I was looking at chat.
he's not really seriously trying. I just did this to
Royal
practice
blue and yellow are
myself, so...
disgusting colours.
Before anybody says. But he's autopiloting. He's not even playing properly. He's talking in chat. Yeah, I don't care. Nice.
Oh, he was up there. Okay.
McCree fucked up. Think you should have acknowledged there was a McCree by scouting.
Can you
but
please
it's
tell
fine.
us who you're diving, Monkey and Diva? Can you communicate with us and tell us who you're diving and when?
This is fine.
And why you're still
Like I said,
fighting?
I'd like you
Come
to be
back.
on the high grounds and going around the back and looking for your enemy, and you could be administrating who the dive target
Are
would
you
be.
an idiot?
Especially
Are you
when
an
your
idiot?
Winston is fighting at choke,
Are
it's
you an
quite
idiot?
difficult to see when and where.
Do you not understand that I need to call
and
you
why.
diving so we can follow you?
So, there's that. Yeah, I need to actually show you. Because, like, especially because McCree was sitting, like, imagine this is the way you're looking at like this, so this choke's over here. Just imagine. Right? McCree sat on a boxer. What did I do this one for? This is the wrong side. Go the fuck out of my face. Right, the McCree's sitting on the box over here. There's the high ground over here. There's the high ground bridge, right? And you know as Tracer, you can get all the way fucking behind and end up right here at the start of this high ground. This is going to let you know if there's an Ana sitting up here. If there is, your team can organize to go around over here, go take the round together, dive that, just go around, take the dive to her, and then GG, you win that fight. Or there could be the McCree or the Ana sitting on the box or around this little box. It's like a little square, isn't it? This is like the little passageways, right? And you can see, you're gonna scout this by sitting on this high ground. You're not gonna be able to see around this, but you're gonna be able to see these two ways, right? So you're gonna know if there's a McCree sat on top of the box, someone in this corner, someone in this corner, maybe someone in this corner if you can get to there, but you're probably not gonna see this area. This is a grey. This area is grey. Okay? So, like I said, I know it wastes a few more seconds of time to scout. And you don't always have it, but especially at the start of fights and at the start of rounds, you want to be at the start of points, you want to be scouting, because usually, especially at this rank, they don't switch it up that much. If an Ana starts sitting up here, when she dies, she's gonna resit here. She's gonna reset up here. And over and over and over and over again until she realizes she gets tilted and can't do it. Then she switches to here. But then this gives you this whole area to scout, go behind the enemy, scout where they are over here, get the fuck out, you know? So, yeah. There's all these things that can be done.
Lucio.
Nice pulse.
Monkey.
Got
hold on.
1 for 1 at the moment. Nice
Yeah,
trade.
back room.
Tracer can get back fast,
Yes,
so
double.
can Lucio, but
Go
Lucio's
for
a
Ana.
healer.
Ana's all alone again.
It is.
Anna's all alone. Good
Fucking
job,
off a
Monkey, good
blink.
job. Monkey's going for it.
But like I said, I'm not really
Good job,
trying
Monkey,
to...
good job, dude.
Well, I think I have said it. I'm not trying to focus on his mechanics. I know this guy has
Finally.
mechanics. I'm not trying to focus on
Yeah,
those.
why is
I'm
the
trying to
difference
focus on
between
game sense and what could have been done in
He's
fights
like,
and
oh, our
what...
Zen needs protection, but he's an ult, so...
So, your team's dying. This
Go.
is probably just time to get
go.
out.
I like that our Monkey.
There's not really much you can do
Oh,
to
no,
say
we
to
have no
this.
heroes.
That I know of. You know, it's probably like
Fucking
Jane or
kidding.
some
This is the
shit.
second
Or
time
like
player has done this.
fucking anybody would just be smarter than me. Just...
Oh, I hate when healers do that. They, like, they
know where
don't
to
heal
go.
you, and then you ask for healing, like for the 3rd time, and then they both heal you. Nice.
I think you should be trying to scout here. Instead of waiting behind, you should be scouting while your team comes in.
You're alone, Devo.
But you need to learn to do it in a way that you don't get killed for it.
Nice.
I didn't know McCree was there. Monkey alone.
Nice.
He ulted.
This is... Genji got a blade. This
I
fight
want to have
should be
the high ground
winnable.
there, but he pressured me off.
Can see why you want to punish the monkey, because
Monkey
he's
behind as
behind
well.
and feeding with his ult. But
Fuck.
maybe not
Monkey,
necessary.
guys, monkey!
Should clean up the kill. Maybe
Ana,
the
Ana,
target
Ana.
focus was bad in this fight, but you still
Lucy,
won,
Lucy.
so it's okay.
Soldier,
Got both the
soldier.
healers, that's nice.
Soldier alone. Diva,
I think
Diva,
the
Diva.
order
Why do I have
of
to
the
do the
people
fucking
who
call-outs?
died is wrong, but at least it
Bring
died,
the sword,
you
McCree,
know?
McCree.
At least it's focused
Can't
now.
speak. Fucking hell. Like, I'm just gonna continue call outing.
Alright, I'm expecting a I'm expecting a flank or a stuff right here. And,
Why would he...
yeah, nice.
Oh,
Neither of them happened. I was expecting a nice big scout
I don't think anyone was shooting him.
before the fight starts, knowing where the targets are, knowing who to jump on.
Kill them.
No, I don't agree they should know I need healing all the time, but what I'm saying, I need healing in front of them. Or slightly to the left of them. They should, like, here, at least. That rocket was so close to me, did you see?
Like I said, while there's just all this thing going on, and rather than being with the team, I prefer you to be scouting.
Never Moira now.
Focusing the Moira,
Moira
she's
there.
dead. Nice, switch to Lucio. Or is that McCree? Probably McCree, actually.
Monkey, monkey. He's
Still
one.
fine, either target is fine,
He's
really.
dead. Go for Diva, go for Diva.
Fire low, fire low, fire low. Nice.
Fuck Farah, dude.
Should
I'm
be
doing
trying
the
to get this
call-out
trick again, yeah, nice.
Moira, no
Trying to
more.
be sticking somebody in the spawn, just to fucking normal. They're trying to stuff them now, just so they can't
Fuck.
get back.
I used my headset and I heard the Lucio step and like forward.
Focusing
Farah's
Farah probably not the best option, but there's not really
Yeah,
much to
she's
focus,
not hitting.
especially with that team comp. It's quite slippery, quite hard for Trace to kill. So focusing Farah's fine. McCree's next.
Should I
I'd
back
say
you?
that in
Yeah,
this
my bad.
this is the right order to go for the DPS rather than the healers, especially at the end of the stuff. But it's up to opinion really. It's quite hard to kill a
Oh, they got all the points.
fucking
I think we just
Lucio
lose.
and Moira. Hopefully you guys win this. Nice, that's a double kill with a palm. That's fucking pog champs. Aside from that, there's not really much else to go on. And
Give me healing, give me
yeah.
healing. Unlucky, guys. Wait, we got it! C9!
Well, it's a bit lucky.
Usual radish carry. Fucking don't fucking associate me with radishes. Now that you've seen the radish on my profile picture. Come on, brother.
This bridge probably very
Hey,
fucking
Diva,
long
instead of
right
fast
now.
talking with that mic of yours, use it to call out, please. Yeah, it is very memeable. I don't need snow.
Sure, I will.
Nice. That's an instant 500 SR boost.
Hopefully you're gonna look to see. No, you don't.
Dude, I should
Just
change
any
my
advantage you
picture
can
to
get over
radish.
viewing the enemy is really,
Oh,
really
really?
key to winning. I would be. You
I
could
think
even
we
be
have
using
both.
Widow or Anna just to view with a snipe with a scope to see where fuckers are, to get an idea. But most of the time, you know
really?
they're gonna
Was
be
it based
sitting
on
in that room.
radish? Wow, I would never have guessed.
So
I can. Let me just take a screenshot, real quick, like that, so I can change the thingy.
like I said, this is why I don't like diving that
You keep
top.
calling it ginger,
and-
even though it's not a ginger, because I see he's
'cause
too big. That's a
Just
redo
they're
him
gonna win
because
from heals,
my,
especially if they have a
My
Lucio,
OBS
which they did have,
studio
and a
just
Moira.
fucked up one day. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, and it is none of. Why I pressed E?
Okay, okay.
And yeah, I just had to redo all my thingies, all my sources.
I would have hoped you'd been in a
It's called
quick scout, not a full
It's
scout,
called
because you don't have long,
sources.
but a quick scout, like a 10-second scout would be pretty nice.
I had
Just
redo
to
all of it 'cause I
identify
didn't have
where
the
their
same
main healer was.
for whatever reason.
But she's Moira, so she's usually going to be playing close to team.
Yeah,
So
the Diva said she
I
would
think you
call
should
out,
change
but
your
she
dive
hasn't done anything
tanks.
yet. Lucio has-
Not change your dive tanks. Change your targets of dives to a DPS. Especially with Moira Lucio, who are both very slippery and just can easily get out of dives. I don't know who you're focusing. This just seems like a scrap now. Unorganized scraps.
Well,
So I don't suppose you'll win this now. It's the end of the game, really. There's not really much thought went into this
every
1
single
minute that you
sentence
had
is based on the vegetable.
from either of you guys, but it's okay.
It's winnable. That's winnable.
But Vegeta's name is literally fucking vegetable, isn't it? But what about Goku?
Oh god, this video could probably be like an hour and a half long. Fuck. Meh. Hope not. I don't even know how long it's been.
Oh, Goku's gone.
Okay,
Well,
McCree's a
I'm
nice
You
pick.
said I should go off soldier last time. Now you're complaining about not having it again. Make up your fucking mind. Oh, quiet. Oh my god. I'm willing to take a piss. Wait, did I win last game or something? Did I even win? 'Cause I think I forgot to change my score. I won, right? Yeah, I won. Should be 3-1. Or 1-2. Even. I need to piss so bad. Don't go top, he says. What a brain dead libtard this guy is. You need to go top. This is.
Oh shit, I just noticed you had a fucking huge comp change. You got Orisa, you've got Zen, is that an Anna? You should be looking to sit on the top and just burst. Especially in that room. If they dive up top, Orisa can pull them in and just get 3 fucking kills at the start of the game. That's what I'd be looking to do. Especially seeing as you have the barrier and only Winston can cleave through it. Or they have to fully commit inside
What's his name based on?
and lose to a Mei who's going to wall them off. So, or unless you didn't have, they actually got the Mei. I'm pretty sure you got the Mei.
Come here, me.
Yes, they have Mei. So,
He has a golden gun for me. Just like I do. Oh, that's right.
what the
Dude, that race I
fuck?
almost did like a 9,000 IQ plate.
There's the Farah. Let's see what's going to happen here.
We have to drop down now. Rotate, go behind.
So yeah, while we're pretty much doing nothing, I just like to get in my main points for you to focus on is to scout when you're playing Tracer. And maybe think about what high grounds or if low grounds could actually be more beneficial.
No. Did we kill
Out of
the Genji?
position.
Don't tell me you came back from
You overextended for the Farah,
Fuck.
which is fine,
That's fine.
but you're gonna get punished for it. Especially if
I
the
didn't know
Farah
that,
communicates
so
it to their duo partner Genji.
I don't really have a safe spot to kill Farah from though. Like if I was playing Ashe or Widow, I could have been standing everywhere, but I need to hit like 5 shots on her to kill her from this range. Oh, she predicted that. Well played, Farah.
Hit your shots,
I'm not
lol.
gonna focus on it.
Get Ryan.
Fuck man.
Get Ryan.
Only hit my shots.
Then you
No, I wanna have.
Just watching. There's nothing I can really say. This is just really scrappy.
So low.
When it gets scrappy like this, there's not really much to speak about, other than just land your shots. That was huge. That was a huge pull. But I'm trying to focus on the Orisa. I'm trying to focus on McCree, and he's just hitting his shots really. Fine positioning, using the
It's so
Orisa barrier
black
to
that I
make
hate
space,
that.
using that corner so you don't
On
get
this
picked
map,
off.
I think I should be like using a black crosshair. Because like black isn't all that bad for the crosshairs, and on this map it's just really good because of this.
I'm going forward, right?
And at the last point.
Okay, go.
Also, Elios is very bright. Farah's gonna ult.
That's huge prediction. God thank you knew that.
Fuck, Lucio King's Lucio's popping off.
Probably should have spoke about what ults you knew they had. Well, thanks anyway for watching, everybody.
Oh, yeah,
Toby,
Capra.
hope you
Oh,
actually fucking learn to scout. But there's a link in the description for Toby's Twitch channel, and there's also a link for an email for you guys to send me in your clips. I'll also love to coach you guys if anybody is watching. Thank you. It's been a great day. Thanks for watching. See you next time.